Hi everyone, it's Mari. Welcome back to my channel. It's been so long since I've done one of these talking videos, but I just wanted to catch up and show you guys what I've been using currently in terms of journals and planners. These types of videos are actually really good for me as well because it's good for me to have a record of what I was using at some point in time, so I can always come back and look what was working for me in the past. So yeah, I really enjoyed doing those. So I hope you enjoy it as well. So without further ado, let's get started. So I would like to start with my with this planner here. So this is both personal and work planner. So because I have a lot of work stuff here, I have my stash of planners here and journals. But because this has work related stuff as well, I'm not gonna be able to show you guys. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna flip through it on my camera here, but I'm not gonna show you guys. So I'm gonna overlay a photo here with some like blurred pages just so you can have some of the idea of how I'm using this. But basically I'm just, in the monthly view, I'm just writing down things that I things like appointments or important dates that I need to um, be mindful of for that month. And I also have some work and personal to-do lists that I need to get or want to get done that month. So that's pretty much it for the monthly view. And then for the weekly view, I usually have on the right hand side, I divide that section into two. So in the far left side of this page, I usually use to track or to write down appointments. And then on the other side, I use it to just to write down date specific or day specific to do tasks or tasks that I need to do that day. So then on the other side, I have a space that I write down the weather for the day, just because I'd like to know if I'm gonna need to bring like a jacket with me or something. But also, I haven't been doing that lately, but I also like to track if I did any exercise or if I have any like yoga classes or something like that. And then I have a running to-do list for work and for personal stuff that doesn't have a specific day that I need to do, but I would really like to do those on this week. So that's how I use that other section. And then I used to put this here as a someday list, so things that I need to eventually get done, just so I don't lose track of what's pending. I don't always use this this list here, so some weeks I skip those just because I don't want to keep reminding myself of things that I should have done or that I wish I have done by now, but I haven't done it. So I do this someday list just some weeks, not every week. And then in the bottom I like to put a tracker of things that I want to keep track of, or that I'm working, or habits that I'm working towards for that week or month. So that's the weekly view. And then in the notes pages, I use this as my bullet journal. So this, I write all of my date specific tasks, and then I tend to repeat things a lot. So if I have a task that I need to do every day, I will repeat that in my list every day, just because being writing it down makes me more mindful of what I need to do. I tried just having it on my weekly page, but then since I don't write down, I don't always remember that I need to do things, even though they can be things that I need to get done on the same day every week, for example. I still need to write them down. So that's just pretty much a running to-do list and includes both work and personal things. Yeah, I also like to I have been including a few notes here and there in these notes pages as well. So for example, things I need to do for a certain paper to be published, or ongoing projects and how and their status. And that's pretty much it. For this planner, I have been using it since September 2021, even though this is a 2022 Hobonichi weeks. So what I did is I used the notes pages to create weekly views for September until December, and that's how I started using this planner sooner. And then the other thing that I like to do with this planner is this is a fountain pen only planner, so I'm changing inks and pens every month. I don't like to change inks every week just because it makes it too colorful for me, and this to me ends up more distracting me than helping me. So even for example color coding, it distracts me more than helps me. So I'm sticking to one ink per month, and that's been helpful for me in the sense that it keeps me interested. And I found that using the same ink for a whole month, actually, ink and pen, of course, actually helps me understand better how both the ink and pen combination works, particularly in a Tomo River paper. So there were plenty of inks that I was like, meh, not really too excited about it. But then as I write with it throughout the month, I start really enjoying it and really seeing some characteristics that I hadn't paid attention before. So I've been enjoying a lot. Yeah, I bought a Wix Mega for this year, and as you can see, I still have over half of the pages, I think, blank. So for next year, what I did is I bought regular Wix, so I won't have as many blank pages in the end. But that's my personal and work planner, and then I only have my journals. So I'm gonna start with maybe this one. This is my Hobonichi Weeks, which I use just for memory keeping. So what I do is I keep just ephemeras and photos that I want to put in my journal. And then on my monthly view, what I do is I just write down a few sentences of what happened this day and what I will want to journal about later. Just because I've been so behind in journaling, that having just a few sentences written down really helps me, in the sense that I can come back maybe 1 month later and still recap what was happening. And then on the weekly pages, this is what I mostly share on my Instagram. So I have just I also call this my doodle journal, just because I like to do at least one doodle per day. And that's pretty much it. So I like the weekly view for that because it's a very simple way, an easy way for me to recap what happened throughout the year. So I can just come here and quickly see that that day I was in Brazil, for example. So yeah, it's a really fun way for me to to journal about my days. And then on the note pages, I'm not gonna do a flip through because I'm gonna probably do a flip through once the year is done. But on the note pages, I will just do some extra journaling, do some collages, put photos, and just record. I didn't write anything here yet, but just keep some, do a little bit of extra journaling that wouldn't necessarily fit in my weekly view. And this is where I like to put photos and receipts and things like that, just because I'm not good at taking photos. So having the mindset that I'm gonna put photos on this planner really helps me try to be more intentional towards taking photos. So yeah, so this is pretty much my when I want to journal a little bit more and put photos. So this is exclusively the only journal that I have that I actually include some photos. So that's my memory keeping weeks. And then I have my other journal, which is the one that I actually use daily. And this is my longhand writing journal. I have some flip throughs of it on Instagram, but basically I just come every day and just write a paragraph about what happened. And then for this one, I have been using date stickers. Let me put this aside. I have been using these date stickers here, which are pretty useful for me, just because, you know, they provide me just, you know, a little bit of decoration, which is what I like, and then I can just focus on the writing. So I don't need to, you know, stop everything I'm doing and grab, you know, washes and stickers and things like that. I can just come here, grab the sticker of the day, and start journaling, and I will feel that, you know, the journal is decorated enough. It's gonna be cute enough for me to keep journaling, but also you know, it doesn't take me any time at all. So I usually sit down for maybe 5 to 10 minutes and write a paragraph each day, and that's pretty much it. So for this one, I'm also using one pen and ink per month. So yeah, I'm also changing every month, and I try to color coordinate with the stickers of the month. So that's pretty much it for this journal. And then what I've been using now is this one, which is a handmade traveler's notebook that I did. And this houses my ink journal. And I've been having a lot of fun with fountain pen inks. So basically, it's very simple. I have just 2 inserts here and a zipper pouch, which I just have the Paper Penguin Co. Card, which is where I bought these inserts, or at least this insert. And then I just have an index. I numbered all of the pages with some stamps. And then I have an index, and that's pretty much it. And this is where I explore my fountain pen inks. So what I like to do is I like to, you know, write down journal ideas, you know, what I want to use this notebook for. I have some currently inked, which I haven't done in quite a while. I also like to write a little bit about the pen and ink combinations. So for example, here I'm writing about Takisumi with Sailorly Cool. And then I just do like a small rating if I do them. I don't always fill those out, and then just write a few thoughts about it. And that's useful to me because there might be some inks that don't really work well with some pens. So it's nice to have a place, you know, to write down my thoughts about that. And then I've been doing those sort of like ink studies maybe with a particular ink. I just write I have a book that I'm transcribing. Actually, I'm reading, but I'm also transcribing. It's an epidemiology book because I'm an epidemiologist, so I just write something from the book, both in extra fine, medium, bold nibs, and then with a dip pen. And this format here is actually inspired by Simone. I will link her down below, but she's a very big inspiration in terms of fountain pens and journaling. So I highly recommend. But so this is what I've been doing whenever I have a new ink that I want to play with, or if I'm indecisive about 2 inks to use in one of my planners. I'll usually do, you know, like an ink study like this to try to compare and see which one I like the most to ink my pen. And that's pretty much it. I do chromatography strip here, which is also very fun. And yeah, that's pretty much it. So for example, in this day, let me see, there was one time that I was thinking about using Orange Indian in my planner, but I had just used Courel de Tropique. I don't know how to pronounce that, which is this one, and so I thought they were too similar for me, so I ended up not using this one for that month. But I'm gonna use it probably, you know, probably in October or something. I will use it. I just didn't want to be close to the month that I was using this one because I thought they were too similar. So yeah, that actually helps me try to decide which inks I want to use next. And then this is just, you know, I had this ink in I think it was in a brush because I was just swatching it somewhere. and I didn't want to waste it, so I just put it here. So yeah, just wanted to use all of the ink. Yeah, and that's pretty much it for my ink journal. That's most of what I have been doing, those studies or notes about pen and ink combinations. But I've been really enjoying this size just because, you know, I don't have a lot to write about. So having a smaller journal like this actually helps me go through it. So the quicker I can go through one whole insert, the more satisfied I feel, you know, like I'm really using my materials. So I've been really enjoying this passport size. And then this one, it's not ink related, but I figured I would put it here as well, just because, you know, because of the size. But this one is a super lightweight paper from Traveler's Company, and what I've been doing is I've been using this as a nature journal. So I rarely write in here, but what I've been trying to do is just, you know, I went camping and I saw loons, so I went back. When I came back home, I just doodled some loons here, how they look when they are young, juvenile, non-breeding or breeding adults, and just, you know, trying to learn something about something in nature that I recently saw. You know, trying to learn something new about something that I have recently observed in nature. So I have some like differences between crow and a raven, something about pelicans, that we saw pelicans, and then cicada. I have been using fountain pen exclusively in this journal as well, which has been really fun. But yeah, I haven't been using it too much, just because it is a little bit more time consuming for me to do this, but I still enjoy it quite a lot. The nature journal actually was an inspiration from, I don't remember the person on Instagram, but I'm gonna leave her description or her username in the description as well, so you can check her out. And then lastly, I have my this is my Penpal or Happy Mail journal. This is also a handmade folio or traveler's notebook that I've done. I wanted to include pocket here on the front so I can keep stamps and other things, particularly these things that I have been using a lot. But basically I just have, you know, everything related to pen pals, just because, you know, I often forget what I sent and received from pen pals, and then I want to try to avoid sending the same things or talking about the same things on my letters. So I have one that it's, you know, specific to one friend, which is Fur, and her insert is pretty much, you know, full. And then I have others here then that will go to this notebook. And yeah, I've just been trying to fill this Stalogy notebook, which is huge. But basically I have the names here on the tabs, and whenever I have a new, let's say for example, if I send something to Thais, I send her something here and I send her something here. So the idea is by the end this will be covered entirely with those tabs, so I can check, you know, if I want to see what I sent to Thais, I can come here or here. And then basically, let me see if I have anything that I can show. But basically, let me see. So like this, for example, I write down ideas of things that I might want to send to her, and then I check whatever I really did send or not. Washi samples, if I sent any washi samples, I will put them here, just so particularly washi samples, because I really like sending washi samples, and it's hard to keep track of what have you sent to whom, right? So I've been trying to keep track like this. So yeah, and then I will have one for each letter that I sent out, and that's pretty much it. I have a tab here for random pen pals, which are just, you know, letters to people that I haven't really established an ongoing pen pal exchange yet. So they will go to the random pen pals. But if it's someone that I have been, you know, corresponding frequently, then they will have their own tabs, so I can keep track of what I've sent. So I've been using 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 planners and journals throughout this year. And that's pretty much it. I'm sorry for the long video, but I just wanted to share what I've been using and enjoying so far, and that's pretty much it. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye bye.